What's up, guys? Men with No Game 45 here. I'm pleased to be able to bring you my first video since Update 3.0 dropped. If you've been watching the leaderboards for Brotherhood of Shadow on iOS, or just know what a rat race faction wars has become lately, then you know part of the reason I've been so busy. Add to that another account to play for my friend Luis, as well as these two towers, and it's going to be pretty hard for me to get these videos out for you. However, I will try to get them out when I can and get you the best possible content and information I can when I do. In the meantime, for the most up-to-date information, be sure to follow @ManWithNoGame45 on Twitter. Now let's get into what you need to know since 3.0. We'll start with the talent tree. Really, the most notable change here is that my favorite talent, teamwork, has been neutered. Apparently, there was a bug with it that has been fixed, unlike so many other bugs in the game. As a result, most talent tree builds that incorporate the support talent tree no longer have much value. What you're seeing in the background now is my recommended build for an offensive and defensive talent tree, ignoring the virtually inert support talent tree at this point. One of the few good things about the recent changes is they did allow us to get both Lin Kuei tutorage and Black Dragon training in the same talent tree, allowing us to do a massive critical damage boost as well as a critical chance boost in the same build. I highly recommend that you pick up both of these talents and max them out. While there are other tempting talents in that offensive talent tree, namely Brutal Ending and Deathmark, I do not recommend them for lower level players. Instead, most players with gold cards would be better served by investing in the defensive talent tree. After getting health from Bear Stance, I would recommend investing your next points into Reaver's Armor to decrease your chance of getting hit by a lethal blow. This is especially helpful against bosses. Shokin Dominance will help you if you're blocking attacks to reduce their damage. Again, helpful against bosses. OIA Attack is one of the best talents in the defensive tree because it reduces the amount that your characters are power drained for. Further, Red Dragon Training will also give you a percentage power drain and stun resistance. I recommend having this fully maxed out as it can be extremely useful. Lastly, I've hated it in the past, but given survivor mode and the challenge that we have with bosses now, I recommend maxing out Revenant. Further, since you're going to have some talent points to spare by not putting them into offensive, max out Shinnok's teachings as well. You're only going to get a 20% chance total from it, but if it does trigger, it can be a lifesaver. Lastly, just to get a little bit more power generation, I recommend putting some points into Horse Stance, although this is debatable. Those points may be better served in other areas, but again, we're probably going to come up with enough points to max out most of our defensive talents in this particular build. And it has been a build that I have been using very effectively with my friend Luis's account, using only gold cards. Let's see that in action on match 188 of the Tower of Horror. My friend has the Kombat Cup team and Covert Ops Cassie Cage maxed, so there's a great gold team to work with, great synergy here. We're getting some nice juicy red damage thanks to Black Dragon training as well as Lin Kuei tutorage. And there's our stun immunity from Red Dragon training right there, countering MK11 Cabal's 2 stun passives. Boom! Massive lethal blow there from Johnny. Another lethal blow there, thanks to Lin Kuei tutorage and Black Dragon training. Nicely timed tag out by the computer there to keep us from getting hit by the ball's passive. Boom, he's done. MK11 Jade is one of the toughest parts of this matchup in 188, so best to save her for last if we can. Although we don't have a lot of control over it since the match condition is random taggings. And there the bone armor, the Shinnok's teachings came in extremely useful, as you saw. And we're dropping this special one just to continue to power drain her. We can't seem to block break. There it is. And the lethal blow. We'll drop a few more bombs on her, and that ought to finish her off. So there you have it. That's a Gold Team Kombat Cup with my new talent tree build. I highly recommend running it for this tower specifically. You'll be pleased that you did. However, I'm going to say it right here. I think in Nightmare Tower, we are going to find that we will need either Brutal Ending or Death Mark to power through some of those boss fights. Especially with the bug on Brutal Ending that lets you kill a boss and also bring another boss duplicated in with next to no health. Now the last need-to-know piece of information with 3.0 is this card right here, Survival of the Fittest. It is an absolute game changer in our newest Faction Wars mode, Survival Mode. And as you can see here, you can get it from Silver Packs. So if maxing out your support cards for less than 6 million coins apiece wasn't enough of an incentive, buy this pack. It will have an immediate, tangible impact on your performance in Survivor mode. Personally, I'm spending every single coin I can get here. Right now, I'm not aware of any specific matches that people are hung up on, but I'm sure they'll be coming soon, especially in Nightmare Tower. As they do, be sure to reach out to me here and on Twitter. I'll pick up on the biggest ones and be putting out videos on them. Since I am pressed for time these days, most likely I'll be focusing on the Nightmare Tower, figuring many of you already had gear from the last run of Tower of Horror just like I did here, and you've probably already been able to beat that mode. I don't think that people have been having too many issues with that to my knowledge. In fact, it seems our biggest issues right now with 3.0 are definitely trying to get Noob Saibot, given the rat race and faction wars and the return of hackers who are able to stomp all over the leaderboards and score into the tens of millions of points. So hopefully if somebody from WB is listening, they will address this soon, because this is creating some massive issues. But aside from that, bugs are a huge problem. You're going to see right here, right at about the 1 minute mark, I lose complete control over my Klassic Liu Kang character right there. Not able to attack, do nothing, as I just continue to take damage from Sub-Zero. But thankfully, since I had equipment, it didn't KO him there. But you can see a lot of people in situations with characters that aren't that great or without gear are going to have issues from bugs like that. So hopefully they get addressed very soon. But that's going to do it for me, folks, today. We'll end things on a high note with a brutality right here. Toasty! Thank you all for watching. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And follow Man with No Game 45 on Twitter.